Zombie Popcorn Radio. This is August, whatever it is. I don't know. What is today? 7th. 2010, show number 41. And this is Jason.
This is Paul.
Hello. And this is Zombie Popcorn Radio. And at the moment, my Procaster just stopped working, so we're not broadcasting the video. But that's all right. We are live anyway. All right. What's new, Paul? Last weekend we had the epic interview.
Another epic interview. I don't know if epic is... Oh, sorry, I slid the mic. Okay. I don't know if epic is code word for tiresome or maybe a little too long, but it's the second interview we've done that's been called epic.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool.
And now we're... so it is pretty cool. I mean... Actually, it was a really good... I had fun with it.
It was fun.
Yeah.
And we saw on her live journal page that she may have given away information that she didn't mean to.
So if you missed the information she didn't mean to, go check it out again on Zombie Popcorn Radio. Anyway, so welcome to everybody in the chat room. What's up, 3D Movie Man?
Hey, 3D Movie Man.
The camera had a little malfunction there. That's why we're late coming in on the video side, but you can pick that up on the audio side. Hey, Jen, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, Jen.
Did y'all all come because I put on Facebook that Paul was going to be nude on this show? Y'all are busted.
Oh, man.
Because he's not nude.
You know you got to consult me on these, man. I am nude from the waist down.
Oh, yeah.
This chair is going to smell.
3D Movie Man says definitely.
Oh, it's too bad the 3D camera's broken.
Oh. Both
that
parts.
shit would still look 2D. So what are we talking about tonight?
Well, you know, since
we
we're
have no
talking
one to
about,
interview.
Well, you know, we have us.
That's true.
And since we're talking about Gail and her book, and we did talk about ebook readers and all that stuff, I want to take this opportunity to kick the show off with my new toy. It just came in.
Is it the one you took a picture of down the...
No. We'll talk about that later, too. Ow. No, but for everybody in the chat room, video room, as you can see, I'm holding up a box from Barnes & Noble that came in today. I ordered the Nook, so I'm going to do an unboxing.
An unveiling.
Woo! I haven't even opened this before yet. Haven't seen it, haven't touched it or smelled it.
A breaking of the tape.
Doing it. And then we should...
He's opening the box.
Yeah, look at that commentary. That's good stuff. That's good radio. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And
all right.
The receipt.
The shipping receipt. What's in there? Wait, there's another piece of cardboard.
Look, cardboard.
And a smaller box.
And then what?
And it's shrink wrapped to another piece of cardboard.
And now
and now it's on the floor.
Yes. Okay. We lost the signal on the
camera. That's awesome.
Okay.
Now if something's wrong with it, they're going to have this on archive. They're going to be like,
they're like, no, wait.
You avoided that warranty before you even opened it.
No. Hold on. We lost the signal. I got to restart the camera. Let's try this again. So we can pick up where we... Oh, it might be busy. Let's try that. Woo! So yeah. Anyway, I had the
Nook.
The Nook, and now I broke it. But
you know the Kindle comes with a handle.
No, it doesn't.
No, it does. The Kindle doesn't come with much.
But yeah, no, the Kindle. I did
except for a really cool theme song.
I did a lot of
paper moons and silver trees, shaded maps and Chinese.
They have a song.
Yeah, they started playing it when I was in the hospital, like every commercial break.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, and I couldn't change the channel, so I learned the song.
Weird. I never knew.
Yeah, you're my favorite one-man show. A million. Man, it's a good song too.
I never knew.
Yeah, a little piano playing.
I think I broke mine.
Oh shit. Please stand by.
Yeah, please stand by. I'm trying to get the camera.
We could play our technical difficulties jam.
You think so?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Maybe we should move on to something else while you're...
Well, why don't we talk? Come on. We can talk. Because it makes good radio.
Yeah, it makes great radio. Listening. We should have a channel dedicated to just
crap that goes wrong on the show.
You fixing computers and me programming synths. Just like, hold on, I gotta dial this knob.
You always dial knobs. That's the problem.
Yeah. What? Did your like USB snap off?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it's completely.
Is it wedged in the slot?
I don't know. I can't even look. I can't see it right now. But that's all right. We'll continue once
your Kindle broke your camera.
I don't have a Kindle.
Your Nook broke your camera.
All right, we're back up. Hey, so but we have no video on this thing, motherfucker. So this will be edited out. That's for sure.
The people listening are having a hell of a time.
I did that. Okay. Anyway, so while we're waiting to get the camera back up, moving the show along. Yet last night, Miley and I went to go do laundry, and we have communal washing and dryers, in our complex, and we went to go. We went to go do the laundry, and when we got there, we noticed there's a box sitting on top of one of the washing machines, and we're like, "What the fuck is that?" Turned out to be a butt plug with a jewel at the end of it, like it's a sparkling jewel. Sitting in its box.
A bejeweled anal
it was
toy.
It was amazing.
Wow.
So we kept it. I mean, no. Paul has it now.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. But if you want to go check it out, you can go to my Facebook page. I took a photo of it and posted it on my Facebook page.
Not of it being used.
No. Just.
I just randomly show up at washing machines and search for butt plugs.
It's true.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to, though.
Those things are
but
expensive.
The thing I'm concerned about is, why do you have your butt plug in the laundry room?
Well, maybe someone threw it in with their laundry by accident.
Yeah, maybe they were trying to wash it.
Maybe they were hiding it from someone.
Or maybe they had just
Maybe
finished.
he was keeping it on the DL.
Maybe they were having a good old time in the laundry room.
Maybe.
And,
Maybe they were sitting
Maybe
on
they
the
were sitting on the
dryer.
vibration of the...
Yeah. Maybe the quartz on the bottom of it, the jewel amplifies the vibrations.
Maybe. That jewel was pretty fancy, though.
I bet it was. It'd be great if it was detachable.
Why do you need a jewel
like
on the bottom of it? Do you want, like look, my ass, it's sparkly.
maybe he's a stripper or
How
something.
do you know it's a he?
Because for the most part, guys are the ones into the butt, not girls. For the most part. I'm not saying.
Dude, I can pull up like 20 websites and show you chicks
okay.
with butt plugs in them.
Nice.
Well, if we had the camera, we could do that.
Yeah.
But we can't.
Darn.
Big ass show.
I know. But
butt
yeah.
plugs are bringing everybody down, man.
Man, what the fuck, butt plug?
So you found a butt plug, but you didn't take it.
I took a picture of it.
You took a picture of it.
Yeah.
You took a picture of it.
I just don't understand why you would have a butt plug.
It'd be really awesome.
If I took a picture of
No, as if you wrapped it up and then like donated it to the Toys for Tots.
Oh my god.
Where did this random come from?
I don't know. I just thought it was.
It's like,
disturbing.
what does Paul think of when he thinks of butt plugs? Donating it to kids.
He thinks of children.
Yeah. Oh, I sure hope that none of the parents to the children of my mother's daycare listen to this.
They probably do.
Yeah. Yeah. Boy, would that be awful, though? I wonder if anybody does that, like the Toys for Tots programs, just wraps completely inappropriate things. Because you give the gift to them already wrapped up, and you go and you like dump it in this thing, and the Marine says thank you, or when usually I did it, they didn't say anything. But
Because you gave him a butt.
Because
they forgot to wrap it up.
Because it was vibrating. Yeah, it was.
It's like,
no.
What is that, sir?
Nothing.
Tickle me Elmo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's called the Home Wrecker. It comes. So, but yeah, you could do that, and they don't like inspect it, and then they give these things out on Christmas, and that would just be awful to explain.
You know, they probably do inspect it. They probably run it through an X-ray.
Probably don't.
Considering how crazy obsessed we are about security culture.
Yeah, but these are all for poor kids, and
nobody cares about poor kids.
Yeah, if they had money, they'd be running this through checking.
Yeah.
If this was going to like some private school or, you know, some
Something
special
like
academy for senators' children's.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know, man.
Or if it was going to the guy who has the daycare and prepaid legal service and barbecue foot rub and big ass storage.
It's true.
Yeah. Well, this is turning out to be a kick-ass show.
It really is, because I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. All right, we're not going to have the camera, apparently.
All right.
So, moving on.
You can listen to the sound of you opening your Nook.
Yeah, the opening of it kind of died. But anyway. So, there's a new I Spit on Your Grave trailer now that came out. And I know we both are not really that excited about.
No, not at all. Not as excited as some of the other movies that are coming. Oh, you know what? We finally saw on at home. Watch it,
What?
dude.
What?
Really?
What?
My elbow was digging into something, and I pulled it out, and it's somebody's fingernail clipping.
Ew.
On your kitchen table. There's like toenail clippings laying
It's not
around.
mine. I do mine in the shower.
Oh.
So anyway, what were you saying?
Right.
What were
We finally saw a commercial for Piranha in 3D.
Oh yeah, the TV spots.
Yes.
just came
I
out.
was so excited. Jam was like, look, and I heard that riff, you know, the like bad techno song that they're playing in
Yeah.
the background. I was like, oh. So excited about that. Not too excited about I Spit on Your Grave, but we should probably watch the trailer.
We should do this. Here, this is the new theatrical trailer for I Spit on Your Grave.
Howdy, ma'am.
You know what? I am actually lost.
Yeah, you're lost, all right.
Hello? What do you want?
What's a pretty little thing like you doing out here all alone?
Forgive me, Father, for I will sin.
You little bitch.
Let me help. Now it's my turn.
What are you doing?
Seriously. So that was the trailer for I Spit on Your Grave, the new theatrical trailer. It looks entertaining. It looks fun.
I don't know
But-
if I would say fun.
Well, the beginning
it
part is
depends,
never
but-
fun. I mean, but the revenge part is always
Well,
fun.
sure.
to
What do you
watch.
mean? That's total fun.
Yeah. Just three dudes
Just-
hanging out with a
With a lost
we
stranger.
started watching this movie Lake Dead last night.
Oh wait,
It was lame.
Yeah, we never finished it, but I mean, there wasn't a rape scene, but these kind of two inbred guys, and everything was like them wanting to get it on with women as they killed them.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? I just don't like it.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was really lame anyway.
Yeah, it was.
Crappy acting, and it was just really bad.
Yeah.
And a lame storyline. So.
Speaking of crappy acting and bad storylines, Jackass. You know the
Yes,
movie
we
Jackass.
saw
Oh
a
man,
preview
I
for
saw it and
that.
I almost called you. I had no idea.
It's going to be in 3D.
I did not see the first. Neither of us have seen.
I haven't seen it
Yeah.
yet.
Okay, so no one here has seen the first one, and I don't have any desire to see that.
That's true.
But this one,
It looks awesome. No, I'm
it
just
kind of
kidding.
looks cool.
I haven't watched the trailer yet. I just
Oh.
thought they were doing it in 3D, and I was going to save it for the show.
Yeah, I was surprised. Because it's, it's everything bad about 3D. Exploited. Just,
Which is always good.
yeah, just for, the fact that we're doing really dumb shit, but we're going to do it in 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I haven't watched the trailer. You said you seen the trailer?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we saw it last night. And also, I wanted to ask you about what's the movie? Stepping Out in
Stepping Out.
Step Up
Step
in
Up.
3D.
Well, let's do the trailer for Jackass, and then we'll go to Step Up.
Because that says that was shot in 3D. No
Yeah.
conversion.
No,
there.
there's no conversion there. That is straight up 3D. But this is Jackass 3D.
This isn't the best idea ever.
When Time magazine called 3D the future of movies.
3, 2, 1.
We doubt this is what they had in mind.
You're taking it to a whole other level. Yep. Look pretty happy about it.
Me and the boys are about to do a little duck hunting. Ho!
Santa did have a couple last night, so this ain't gonna feel too good.
How much? How you been? High five!
Oh my god, how fucking crazy is that?
High class stuff.
I mean, I've never seen any of those, but
I
There's
saw
only-
like bits and pieces when it was on TV.
Yeah, I mean, we would watch the show sometimes for the hell of it.
Usually never the full show.
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I'll see that in 3D. Especially
you'll
if,
see Jackass in 3D?
Yeah, if I don't have to pay,
I-
I'll go and see it.
I was forced to go see at the theater when I was on tour. Not Borat. Oh yeah, it was Borat. And I hate that movie.
Really?
We
Yeah,
got about
sure.
halfway through
We
it
re-
and we stopped it.
Yeah, I just couldn't take it anymore. There were some funny parts, but
Yeah,
most of it was just painful.
Yeah. It's like anyway, I don't even want to get into it. But yeah. So you're definitely gonna go see Jackass?
If I was able to score some free tickets, I would go see Jackass. I'm not going to pay to go see it,
No.
but I would like to see it for free somehow. I know that doesn't make too much sense, but it seems like it would be fun to see, but not enough for me to shell out money for.
Okay.
You should read the instructions on there.
Dude, I think I should. But this movie, we have to go see.
God.
All of us. I mean, this looks like this is gonna be better than Tron.
2006, the movie Step Up
definitely
became a phenomenon.
See, who the fuck remembers Step Up in 2006.
Oh, I remember that one.
Do you really?
Yes.
Paul's raising his hand, but we don't have the camera.
Yes. We actually own all the Step Ups.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would
Yeah.
only be 2.
Yeah.
'Cause this is 3.
2 steps.
We've
Two-step.
been
We like
waiting
two-step.
for number 3.
Oh, yeah? So, I've been waiting for number 3 because it is in 3D. But anyway, so here's... I didn't know people knew about Step Up 1 and 2.
In 2006, the movie Step Up became a phenomenon. In 2008, Step Up to the Streets took it to a whole new stage.
Whoa.
This Friday, take the biggest step of all.
In 3D! No, seriously, it's in 3D.
Wow, even the computer can't handle the power.
The power of Step Up 3D.
Another kick-ass show we gotta go.
Dude, I know. No, we're good.
So, yeah,
It's
Step Up.
3D.
Let's do this.
Let's do this.
3D is the hottest part.
See, I don't even want to watch the trailer. I don't want to see this.
Yeah.
It's in 3D. Yeah, and I love 3D, but what the fuck?
This says a lot coming from a man that owns the Miley Cyrus 3D DVD.
I mean, I'll watch any 3D movie. I'm not afraid of that. I'm just saying, oh fuck, Miley does want to go see it though. She really does.
Are you serious?
She loves dance movies.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's all right, people. It's all right.
But at least it'll be in 3D.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I can sit there and critique the shit out of it.
I'd like to see a like kung fu movie in 3D.
You know, we always talk about kung fu movies in 3D. If it's
Yeah,
not,
you know, I had a feeling we had talked about it, but it was seeing the water scene and Step Up just made me think, man, a good fight, because it wasn't it in like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. They have that really good fight scene in the rain, and that would be awesome in 3D.
Yeah. Well, anything would be good in 3D. The Last Airbender would have been good in 3D.
Man, that movie would have been awesome in 3D.
But was it?
No, it was not.
But you know what would be good in 2D and in 3D?
Suck. This movie looks...
Being famous ain't all it's cracked
Awesome.
up to be. This tour's my last chance. I'm not giving up. You're getting old.
You want money?
We're sleeping in the hearse tonight?
I would say you're 30 pounds of junk food and a retail job
Alice
away
Cooper.
from killing yourself.
I'm going out with some friends.
That is a friend of yours?
Whoa, you look different.
I'm the same old Jennifer. Nothing different here.
Something really strange happened tonight. What? People were really receptive.
Do you have vampire powers?
Yes. I'm super fast. Plus, I can turn into fog.
Get out!
It's not what it looks like.
What happens on the road stays on the road.
I mean, this vampire thing might even help us.
Every rock station in the country's picked up the single.
Did he just say we're gonna be famous?
Yes.
I gotta go call my mom.
You okay?
Try some gropey.
What if I told you we could be human again?
That movie looks awesome. It has Iggy Pop, Alice Cooper,
Henry Rollins,
Moby,
and Malcolm McDonald.
and it's awesome. And Moby, apparently he's going to eat meat in this movie.
That's funny.
That reminds me of the interview we did with
Moby?
No, we haven't been able to get Moby on.
Have we asked?
We were talking about the actor we interviewed. I can't remember his name now. does stuff for the Discerning Brute.
Oh, Nick. Yeah.
And we were talking about veganism and the documentary and, you know, the cliches of Moby, and then he was like, "Yeah, Moby does the soundtrack." Like, oh,
you're like, oh, well, you know. No, Moby's a good guy, though. I guess, you know.
Yeah. I don't know. No, he's alright. I don't like his new music as much.
I don't think
I like the old.
I haven't heard anything past the album that he did with, or not with, but. I can't remember the name of the song. It was done kind of like old style,
I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember what it's called either.
Fuck.
Is it the one with Christina Ricci?
Like no.
That album?
No.
Okay, well, I don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck, I can't remember. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I haven't listened to Moby since that album, so that was a while back. But there's another band or singer that I don't listen to that much, but only on very rare occasions. It's Rob Zombie. And he's teamed up again with Universal Studios to bring the House of 1,000 Corpses to ZombieVision 3D.
Now, is he remaking this?
No, it's actually a maze down that's going to be during Halloween at Universal Studios that you can go through. And you wear the 3D glasses, and it's going to be set to the theme of the House of the 1,000 Corpses. So, if done well, and if it's done with the direction of Rob Zombie, it's got to. Even if it's not scary, it's got to be some really kick-ass visual.
Right. That's fun. Do they have a like a promo?
There's not yet. They're just hinting out. They just dropped the first press release this week. But you can go to the Zombie Popcorn website and check out the post that I wrote about it. And there's a link to their website, to Universal's Haunted Halloween site that you can check out and sign up to get more information once they drop more.
We are so excited now that it's August that
I
stores
know. I know it's great. I love when it gets around this time of year because one, it starts cooling off eventually. 2, all the stores start breaking out the Halloween shit. 3, everybody that wants to make money off of this holiday is trying to make money off this holiday, so it gives us opportunity to get some kick-ass stuff.
We ended up going into Yankee Candle last night.
Yeah.
As they were setting up the fall displays and just taking stuff off.
As they were setting up?
Yeah. And we ended up spending like $60-some.
Wow.
On, like candles and accessories.
Everything pumpkin.
Yeah, it was like
spice.
pumpkin fall harvest. We're just like, oh shit, we gotta stock up.
Miley loves this part of the season. Obviously, looking at the owls and all the, the other stuff. Yeah,
I love it.
She has to, do a lot of self-control in there because she'll call me up while she's out. She goes, I just found this, I found this, I found this, I found this.
Yeah, we were going to tell her we were riding behind someone today that had a sticker on their car that had a little guinea pig on it.
Don't tell her this.
It said, there is no love like guinea pig love.
Don't. No. See what happened when you showed her the photo?
Yeah. The one painting that's now hanging large.
Yep.
Yeah.
She's like, look at this photo. Jan sends Miley this picture. She's look at this photo, but I don't think anybody's selling it. It's at somebody's house. So that she just saw it on Facebook, on Future Antiques website that he just puts photos up. It's like, yeah, but they're not selling it. What was it? 3 weeks later?
Something like that.
Yeah.
She goes into
3 weeks later. They come over for a show, hanging on the wall.
This is that painting. Yeah.
So you can't show her shit. You gotta be careful. But it's dangerous. Dangerous.
It is.
But speaking of dangerous, there's a movie that.
Pray tell, what is the name of this movie?
The movie is called The Newtown Killers, and it's it's a Scottish film. It's released in the UK. And it reminds me of one of my favorite stories when I was a kid, when I was in school, elementary school or middle school, whenever it was, that the story was introduced to us. Was
Lady Chatterley?
That and The Most Dangerous Game.
Oh, yeah.
I
so. Did we see something for this?
loved The Most Dangerous Game.
Yeah, it was a good story.
And this movie here is not based on that, but it kind of reminds me of... it kind of reminds me of that story. So I want to kind of play it for you, and then I'll give you the story.
Have you any idea why this is happening? Why two people who have nothing in common would meet?
What are you doing, McDonald? Nothing. Is he nice?
I want back every penny you've borrowed, Alice.
How much you owe?
How much?
Oh, Sean, we're here to make a proposal. Oh. We offer you this.
£1,000.
And this. It opens the safety deposit box. And there is another 11,000.
Which could be yours.
All you have to do is hide.
What do you mean, hide?
I'm playing a game. If I can make it till 9 o'clock in the morning, it's all mine.
You hide.
We seek.
What's that?
It's the paranoid.
You got any idea what they're gonna do to me?
What if the game became more serious? Up the stakes.
They're gonna kill me! I don't wanna play anymore!
Too late, Sean.
How do you know everything about me?
This kid, he's good.
You want to win? Yes. At any cost.
That was the Newtown Killers. I mean, I think it's an awesome movie. It's the basis of the story is that this kid, his girlfriend is like, and his girlfriend's in trouble and is like in debt with all these people, and these two bank robbers offer this kid this money. They said, "We'll give you half of this money now and a key to this safe deposit box across town, and you have 48 hours to get there." And pretty much he agrees to do this for, he said, "Sure, I'll play your game. It's easy." But what they didn't tell him was that, actually it wasn't 48, it's 12 hours. That's what it was. 12 hours to do this. And he's like, "Sure." And so the kid has 12 hours to go get the rest of the money, and while these two guys are hunting him down to kill him. And it's a game to the two guys, and it looks great. It's independent film. If you get a chance, you should check it out. It's pretty awesome. Anyway, that's the Newtown Killers, and that's my half-ass review. But we did. You know what? We didn't talk about last week because we did the whole show.
Mm-hmm.
Was Nick.
Oh, yeah.
We got to talk about Nick.
Shit, we can just play it and sit back.
Well, you want to tell the story about Nick?
Nick is a fellow we met at the carnival, who I think we talked about before.
Yeah.
When we saw this one gentleman at the carnival and got all excited because, oh my God. What is going on?
What is going on?
I don't know, but another fingernail just fell on.
You know what? I think Miley killed somebody in here.
Yeah.
Is that
yeah.
There's
a bloody fingernail and a pink heart beret. Just like that. So we went to the carnival. We were expecting to get all these great stories from weathered Carny folk, and we got nothing. It was pretty disappointing, but from across the fairway, Jason spots this guy.
See that guy over there?
We went, oh yeah, this guy looks like he's got a story.
It sounds like this is becoming a gay story.
I know,
Jason
right?
spots this guy from
afar.
yeah.
And he was like, yeah, you know, this washing machine where I live has got this really nice jewel encrusted. So anyway, we see this guy and we tell him, you know, we just collect stories. And at first he's like, what? And we're like, no seriously.
Really, we seriously do.
Yeah, we collect stories and debt, among other things. So he says, you know, I can't talk to you here. It's not the time. I'm at work, but give me a call. So we get his number. We give him a call. This guy says, I got a story for you. And he did. He had a really good story. He had a couple of them. But we thought this one was the, no pun intended, shining jewel of the
of the bubble.
Yeah. So we put this one up. And it's, as far as our stories project go, this would be our epic story because I think it's like around half an hour long.
It's pretty good.
But it's a good story. And it deals with his life, leaving home at an early age, joining the carnival, leaving the carnival, coming back, losing stuff, gaining stuff, actually losing everything.
Yeah, really. And if you
being homeless, running what he refers to as hustles, not cons.
Hustles, because there's the difference.
Yes. We learned about that. That's not in the thing. We learned a lot of stuff we can't actually
talk about.
Yeah.
But if you want to listen to this story, you can go to Zombie Popcorn Stories or stories.zombie-popcorn.com to listen to this, or you can just hang around for a couple seconds because we're going to play it. But what I think is really awesome about this story is that all of the buddies through his travels from all of his times have found it and started commenting on
and adding
really?
more to the story.
Yeah, adding more to the story through our Zombie Popcorn's Facebook page, and it's becoming bigger than ever.
Yeah,
it's pretty awesome. So we're gonna play you the life of a Carny from Zombie Popcorn Stories.
And the story takes you right up to the moment of when it was recorded.
I know, it's pretty awesome. So sit back, enjoy this, and we'll be back after this break.
I started wiping tables for a guy named Jimmy. He's dead now, and I don't know if it really matters if you use his name, but it's a cool name, Jimmy Gazella. I worked for Jimmy Gazella. I went down to the fair when I was about, I had went to the Ionia Free Fair in Michigan quite a few different times, and when I was growing up, 13, 14. Well, when I was 15, my mom was alcoholic. She was, I had abusive stepfather, really rough home life, abusive, not sexually, but physically abusive. I mean, he beat the shit out of me a lot for stupid reasons. So I was troubled. I didn't want to go to school. I skipped school. I smoked cigarettes. I refused to go to school, you know what I mean? And I would take the ass beatings, and I would, I was just really anti-authority, you know what I mean? And I grew up really fast. I was a very mature 15-year-old, because I had to fend for myself. So I wanted to make some money, and somebody told me that they hire down at the carnival, some of the food joints and this and that will hire you. Well, I went down and talked to a guy named Jimmy Gazella, and Jimmy hired me to wipe tables. He had a sausage joint, and he hired me to wipe tables for him. And that's how I started my history with Jimmy Gazella. And his dad's name was also Jim. They called him the Bear. Jim was an older Jim, owned everything, and his son helped him run it. They were real tough to work for. I went down there. I had to be there in the morning to peel and core 100 pounds of onions, slice them with peppers and buckets of onions every day. I would be crying from all these. I'm 15 years old, but Jimmy was real hard ass. In the carnival business, they call him a no shit guy. He was a real no shit guy. He didn't want to hear no fucking excuses. He was like, he'd always say, too much talk. Just fucking do what I tell you to do. You know what I mean? He didn't want to hear, I was raised around, I was always alibiing, well, how come this didn't go? Well, so-and-so, this and that. Just, I need sausage, I need this, I need that, get this, get that. Just do it. Just do what I tell you to do. And that's how he was, and he taught me a lot about work ethic. You know what I mean? He was a hero of mine, and I looked up to him as a father figure. He's very, very, he was a gentleman. I say he was a no shit guy, but he wasn't really an asshole, but he wouldn't put up with no shit from nobody. And, and that's how I started with the carnival. And I actually took off with them and traveled to, and I only did like 4 or 5 spots with them, and then I went home. I say runaway, but my mom knew that I was leaving with the carnival, but I was 15 years old. She didn't give me permission. You know what I mean? So I was a runaway, but they weren't like looking for me. So I took off with them, and I did some spots with them and stuff. And then I did that every year. I'd go down there and wipe tables. And then when I turned, I think the next year I got to work inside the joint, and I just gradually worked for them. And then when I was 17, I joined the Navy. So I was in the Navy for 4 years. Then I got out, and when I got out, about a year after I got out, I hooked back up with Jimmy. And at this time, I was, a veteran, and all this had grown up. Jimmy took me back in, gave me a job. I went out on the road with him as a grill man. And as a grill man is like next up in the chain of command. You're a grill man, you're running the front of the house, you're making all the food, you're taking money, whatever. So I started doing that, and I got good at being a grill man. Then the next year, the next season, I became a 24-hour man, which means I drove, I set up, I tear down, I drive, I cook everything, I hire and fire spot help, I order stock, basically a manager. So it's called 24-hour man because you do whatever the fuck needs to be done 24 hours a day. There ain't no fucking time off. If he wakes you up at 5 in the morning and says, go cook breakfast or do this or that, you do it. There's no, I'm off of work. Of course you get time off, but you're on call, So I did that for a while. And a couple of years, 2-3 years, I did that. And then come off the road and did other things. But now my experience this time coming back out with the carnival is actually, I haven't run games a lot. They call them games. I'm not a ride guy. I'm not a food guy. I'm a gamey. They call them gamies. So now I'm running a game, which is a hustle. It's just a hustle. You got to get people to play your game, whatever. But I came back out on the road this year because I lost a lot of money playing poker. And I lost my place to live. I got evicted. I lost my girl, pretty much. I was getting evicted from my house, and I called my brother, Jeremiah. And Jeremiah is with the carnival. And he got with the carnival, my little brother, because I was with the carnival, and he seen me growing up. He seen me work for the carnival, so he went out with the carnival. And he's been with them for 15 years. He's been out there for 15 years with the carnival. And he's 30. I think he just turned 31. Or he'll turn 31 in August. And I'm 39. So it's my little brother. So I called him up and I said, hey man, I'm in a bad spot. And this is back in early April. Yeah, sometime in early April, I believe. And no, it was earlier than that. March. It was in March. So I called him and he said, yeah, man, I can hook you up with a hole, no problem. I'll send you a bus ticket. Then I couldn't get a hold of him, and it's like he'd answer his cell phone sometimes. And here I am trying to work out, what I'm going to do. I lost a bunch of money playing poker at a casino. I played poker all my life too, but I got on a bad run. I lost the rent. I lost everything. And I took more money and went back and tried to make another run and I got fucked. Bad run of cards, it happens. I was playing with money I shouldn't have been playing with, and I got busted. And so my life blew up. I was actually cooking at a restaurant for a year because I cook, So I was cooking at a restaurant for a year. I lost my job. All this shit happened. So anyways, my brother got me back out on the road with the carnival. Well, I went out with this crew, and they're a bunch of fuckheads. They're the lowest of the low of the food chain. They're just horrible. So I go out and get this really horrible experience. I'm playing these dead ass spots that nobody wants to play, that don't have any money, and it was just. And my brother gets fired or gets DQ'd off the show like 3 days or 4 days after I hook up, so he's gone. And he got another hole with, because everybody's not together on the carnival lot. You got independents and people that, some of them are with the show. Other ones are independents. You don't know who's who. Not everybody is with, this show or that show. Some of our independents that are just running and they pay rent, whatever. So he got another job with another independent in a game. And I say that because then I stayed with this other crew because at that time I didn't know that it was the shittiest of the shitty. And continued to take it in the ass for, everything. They were charging me, all this, weird, 70. They kept jumping from show to show, and every show that we went to, I get dinged for a $35 ID and a $45 ID, a $35 shirt for 1 week, and then I don't make shit, and I end up leaving in the hole. They'll give you $10, $15 a day to live on. So it sucked. So, but I learned a lot about the hustle of the games. I learned how to work the games and make money. Let me put it that way. So, I did that for a while. I stayed with this crew. Then my girlfriend, which we were living together when I got evicted, she had to move in with her sister. It was a big mess. We were going to break up. She fucking hated me. She loved me. She fucking hated me. She loved me. She decides that she's going to come out on the road with me. So she comes out. And then that was all right for a little while, but then we weren't making any money, so she's on my ass all the time. This carnival shit, it's not, worth it, blah, blah, blah. But it's early season. There's not a lot of money out there early season. And she didn't understand that. So here we are eking it out for months, or she was out for almost 2 months. And the live spots are coming. Fair season's coming. We're going to start making money. You don't want to sit out there and play all these dead spots. And then she wanted me to quit. She wanted to quit, And I really didn't have anything to go back to. She could go back to her sister's house. I don't have family that'll take me there. I don't. Well, my dad will in Florida, but I don't want to live there. But I love my dad, but, I'm just saying. So I don't really have anywhere to go. So I'm staying, So she leaves. We end up fighting and arguing. She ends up leaving. She drags up and takes off and goes back up to Michigan. Well, things were heating up with this crew, and I'd had a couple altercations, and I fight. I'll fight somebody. And sometimes I like to fight. I ain't gonna say that. I don't like to fight, but I don't take no shit from nobody. You're gonna call me some fucking names or whatever, I'm gonna call you out, and then we're gonna fucking go at it. You know what I mean? And I had a couple altercations with some guys out on the road. Nothing that really got too physical, but, I intimidated some people and whatever, and people thought that I had this air that I was kind of a badass or whatever. So, we were all sitting next to the bunkhouses. This is how it come to a head. We were in Kentucky, podunk ass fucking town in Kentucky, not making any fucking money. My old lady's fucking taking off. After she takes off, everybody tells me how she was trying to fuck everybody, and I got all this fucking stress on me. I'm $200 in the hole. I like to smoke weed. I smoke weed, so I'm like, I don't smoke all the time, but I like to smoke a little weed. So I'm sitting there, and this guy, Rob, who's boyfriend of the owner, and he used to be a gamey, and he ended up fucking the boss, and now he's the boss or whatever, and he's a real fucking jag-off. Anyways, I try to stay away from him. I try to fucking just, not have any problems there. I'm trying to make money. I don't want to cause any problems. Well, he was sitting there smoking a blunt. And he would never pass it to me because he was real stingy, and he wouldn't, he's just like that, And he's smoking a blunt, and I was just sitting there, and it was before work call and shit. And I got up and walked off, because not mad or anything. I was just like, I'm not going to sit here and watch him smoke a blunt when I want to smoke one, and I ain't going to fucking sit here. So I got up and walked off. Well, I come walking back about 10 minutes later, 5 minutes later, something like that, and he wasn't sitting there anymore. And there was 3 other heads sitting there smoking on a blunt. And I was like, all right, I sat down, and I was like, hey, I says, he goes, it's Rob. I thought he left it there for everybody to smoke, because sometimes he would with people. So I was like, hey, let me hit that. So I take 2 puffs off it. I didn't even chief on it. I took like a couple puffs and passed it. Somebody else walked up. Can I hit it? And blah, blah. So anyways, the blunt got smoked down to nothing. Well, Rob, he's just a fucking asshole. He come back over there and finds his blunt this big, and he fucking loses it. He starts screaming and yelling, calling everybody fucking names. He's storming around. He storms around the side of the trailer, and he says something about that he's going to take $5 out of every one of you motherfuckers' draws and blah, blah, blah. And he pushed people around, but he really never talked to me that way. Well, I didn't say anything, and I was just sitting there, and he come around the corner in this little alley between the two house trailer things. He comes around the corner, and he says, and you fucking pussy motherfucker, or whatever he called me. And I looked behind me, and I looked at him. I said, are you fucking talking to me? And he goes, yeah, I'm fucking talking to you, you fucking Navy. You think you're a fucking badass or whatever. So I didn't say anything. I just stood up. I stood up, and I started walking towards him. I said, you ain't going to fucking talk to me like that. I said, there ain't no reason. I said, I took one puff off your precious little fucking blunt. I said, you could shove it up your fucking ass. I said, you know what? You ain't going to fucking talk to me like that. And I started walking towards him, not like storming. I was like, you ain't going to fucking talk to me like that. So he storms around the corner, and I follow him around there. And he says, you can kick rocks, motherfucker, you know, blah, blah, blah. Basically telling me I'm fired or whatever. Well, this other woman was standing there, the boss. She says, no, you know, because I was a good worker in the joint and everything else. And this guy was just running people off left and right. So he says, you can kick rocks. And I said, I will fucking kick rocks. I don't give a shit. I said, you guys have done nothing but fuck me over anyway. I said, I'll leave. I ain't got a problem with that. And he goes, oh, well, and Chris says, no, Robbie, you know, stop. And then he starts calling me names again. And I said, he looked at me, he called me every name in the book, pussy, motherfucking shit, whatever. And he was standing probably 15 feet away from me. And he pointed his finger and said, you got a fucking problem with that? And I said, yeah, I do have a fucking problem with that. And I started walking towards him. So he grabs a 2x4 out of a joint, you know, a stick, you know, 2x4 probably about 3 feet long, and he starts walking towards me with it. And I said, take your fucking best swing, as I'm walking towards him. While his mom was with him, you know, his mom was out on the road with us too. She jumps up and grabs him, and I'm yelling, fucking let him go. I was like, you take your best swing, motherfucker, because you're only going to get one. And they wouldn't let him go, and then Chris is screaming, Nick, you know, go, leave, just leave. So I'm like, fuck this. So I walked away. Then Krista comes and tries to smooth it over with me. She's like, listen, Nick, you know, Rob's got this and that on his mind, blah, blah, blah. You know, she's trying to cover up for him, you know. And she's like, she wanted me to stay. And I'm like, I don't know. I said, I don't like this fucking guy. I said, you know, if I do stay, he better just stay right the fuck out of my face. Well, I went back and talked to some other people and decided to leave. While I'm in Podunk, I got $15 in my pocket. I pulled up, I packed all my shit, and I was pretty upset about it because I was just, you know, here I am going back out, you know, and I'm packing my shit in my Navy sea bag, my old 20-year-old Navy sea bag. Okay, now I had accumulated some stuff on the road, okay, and I had come out with more stuff because I came on a Greyhound. I had a couple bags. I had to do the old need it, don't need it, because I had to get down to carrying weight. Now, I was in the Navy, and I did rucks with packs, or I did hikes with packs, and I know how big of a ruck I can carry how far. So I had to get down to like 50 pounds or less. So I had a fire auction outside of the bunkhouse. I was like, auction! Called everybody over there. I'm like, styling gel, 50 cents. I swear to God, I did this. Styling gel, 50 cents. I'll take that, 50 cents. Used throwaway Motorola phone, $5. Do I hear $5? And I sold a bunch of my shit, you know, a fishing pole, this and that I had. Made up about a double, you know, like $20 or something. And I left with that. That's how I didn't have any money in my pocket. I think I had $20, and I stopped and got a pack of cigarettes. When I was walking with my pack, I had like $15 in my pocket. I'm going to try to get a hold of my brother because he got plugged in with this show that I'm with now. And but my old lady, when she left, took my cell phone, the one I have now, because it's in her name. So she took it with her. So I had no cell phone either. So I thought there was a bus station right there in the town that we were at, Central City, Kentucky, or something like that. And I asked a town mark, which is somebody that's from the town. I was like, is there a bus station here in town? And they're like, oh, no, there's no Greyhound station. That's Madisonville. I was like, how far is Madisonville? And they're like, oh, I don't know, 20 miles or something like that. So I'm not turning around and going back. I'm not. So I figure I'll hitchhike. Well, this is at 6 o'clock at night. So I start walking, And by the time I get any distance from there, I asked somebody directions. I got directions on how to go, and I asked him, is there stores on the way and whatever. So I stopped at a convenience store and got some Gatorade and some Vienna sausages and, a few things, to eat, and I spent a little bit more money. And then I started walking. And the route that this guy sent me on was country roads. I mean, with no shoulder. I mean, it was like swamp and ditch and nothing, no houses at all. And I started walking, and I walked like 30 miles, But I walked like 30 miles, so it ended up being 30 miles. I walked throughout the night. I started walking, and of course, late at night, nobody's going to pick me up. A guy on a deserted road somewhere carrying a sea bag, they're not going to stop and pick you up. I don't care who it is. So I couldn't get a ride. And I only seen like 3 or 4 cars every 10 miles. So, it wasn't like there was an expressway. I mean, I'm talking in the middle of fucking nowhere. So I just kept walking, man. And then that freaking 50-pound ruck, man, was cutting into my shoulders. I was putting my hands underneath the straps. I was doing everything I could I had to get to where I'm going. So, I don't know, I didn't have a watch or anything, so I didn't really know what time it was. So, I got tired, and I'd walk for a long ways and not see anything, okay? Nowhere to really even crash for a few hours. I come up on this church. I could see lights, you know what I mean? I'd been walking probably about 15 miles, and I seen lights, and it was a church. And a big church, a Baptist church or something like that. And there was a part, where the preacher stays. His house was over here. And I just walked up through there, and they had basketball courts, and then they had some picnic tables in the back. And I just went back there, laid my sea bag down, got out my Vienna sausages and my Gatorade, and had me a little picnic sitting there, and had my Vienna sausages and crackers, and drank my Gatorade, and just really thinking about what the fuck am I doing here? What am I doing? And I slept for, I had an old horse blanket in my bag, and it's like, I call it a horse blanket. It looks like, anyhow, I laid that down, and I slept for a couple hours. Mosquitoes kept fucking eating me up. I get up. I want to leave before I woke up, and I didn't know how long I'd been sleeping, but I wanted to leave before daylight because I didn't want somebody, I didn't want the cops to show up. Not that I'm wanted or anything, but I just didn't want no hassles. So when I woke up, I just started walking again. So I walked all the way, and I probably had they told me it was 20-something miles. It ended up being closer to 30 when I found out, from somebody that was like, that's not 20 miles, that's 30 miles. And so I walked the rest of the 15 miles it was probably, the way I figured it was probably like 4 in the morning when I woke up. And I just started walking, and I ended up getting to Madisonville, never got a ride. First place, I had never seen a convenience store for like 15 miles. There was no stores, no nothing, and I had drank all my Gatorade. I was dying of thirst. It was hot, starting to get hot. I walked to the first convenience store. I was just coming into Madisonville, which Madisonville is kind of a bigger city in Kentucky. And I went to first gas station I found. So I walk in there, and I get myself something to drink, and I go outside, and I'm sitting on my sea bag. And I asked the first guy, I just walked 30 miles with a 50-pound ruck. I'm freaking tired. I'm just emotionally, I have no idea. I can't even get a hold of my brother or nothing because I got no phone. So my plan was to buy a phone card and use a payphone. So this guy comes out of the store, and I said, excuse me, sir, do you know where the Greyhound station is? And I'm praying to myself that he says it's like 2 blocks up the road. No. He says, oh, the Greyhound station, that's way on the other side of town, he says. He says, you go down here, and if you could get on the expressway, but you can't walk on the expressway, so on the 4-lane, he said. So you have to go all the way down here. I was like, about how far is he? He's like, I don't know, probably about 7 miles. And I'm thinking to myself, there's no way I'm carrying this pack another 7 miles, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm going to hustle outside the store. Everybody that comes out of the store, I'm not going to ask them for a ride. I'm going to ask everybody, where's the Greyhound station? Okay, it's a hustle. You don't come right out and say, I need a ride, because it's easy for them to brush you off. You got to be like, excuse me, do you know where the Greyhound station is? And then after they go through the trouble of telling you where it is, then you say, you wouldn't happen to be going there, would you? First guy that walks out of the store, older guy driving a newer Dodge truck, walks out of the store, and I said, excuse me, sir, do you know where the Greyhound station is? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. He tells me, I said, you wouldn't happen to be going that way, would you? And he said, no, I'm not, but I'll give you a ride. I said, sir, thank you. And he, no problem. So I jumped in the truck with this guy. He was in mining. It's big coal mining there. And we shooting the breeze, and I'm telling him a little bit about my situation. And I'm letting him talk to about, he was a electrician for coal mining equipment and blah 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 all his life. And we get to the Greyhound station, which was outside of the Red Cardinal Inn, which is like a little piece of shit hotel that they rent like weekly rooms and whatever, shady as hell. Like $25 a night or $30 a night. So they had a Greyhound substation in there. So I get there, and now I still don't have a phone card. I still haven't got a hold of my brother, nothing. So when I'm getting out of the truck, the guy says to me, he says, well, son, do you have enough for your ticket? And I said, no, sir, I don't. I have like $15 to my name, And he reaches for his wallet. And I'm standing there, and he reaches his wallet and flips a yard note out onto the seat, a $100 bill. And he says, get yourself something to eat, son. Get yourself straightened out. I said, thank you, sir. I said, you are a very nice man. And I was like, you don't know how much this is helping me out. So he gave me $100. So I take the 100, now I got 115. So first thing I want to do, I've been walking all night, is get a room, get a shower, figure out what I'm doing. So I went ahead and got a room, went in. Now, town was another 2 miles. Any place to go was 2 miles from this hotel because it was kind of out in the middle of nowhere. So I had to walk another 2 miles, but I didn't have my pack. I put my pack in the place, and I walked down and bought myself a throwaway Verizon phone, a prepaid phone, and bought myself something to eat. And of course, I got the room, so that pretty much shot that $100 down. And then, so I still didn't have money for the ticket. So I'm talking to so now I'm calling my brother. I get a hold of him. Maybe I can help you. Maybe I can. I think I can. Blah blah blah. He's giving me the runaround. And I'm like, dude, I'm coming to Virginia Beach no matter what. He's going to be here in Virginia Beach for 4 weeks. That was almost 2.5 weeks ago. So I said, I'm coming no matter what. I'll try to find my own hole when I get there, but I got no place else to go, so I might as well come to where the carnival is. So now that night, I had a little bit of money left over. I went and got me some beers. And this guy walks by my room, and I start talking to him, and I find out that he used to run with Carnival. So we start shooting the breeze. I said, come on in my room, man. Let's drink a beer, And he's got a 12-pack in his hands. He's an older guy. His name was Roy. I remember his name. And he comes in, he starts talking to me, and he's telling me that he hustles a will work for food sign. I was like, really? And I'd never heard of the hustle. I've seen him, but I never heard of the hustle. It's a hustle. He goes from town to town to town doing this. And he makes killer money doing it. But he's an old drunk. They drink. He's just drunker than hell. It's not like it's a glamorous lifestyle. But they travel around to all these towns, and they hold a will work for food sign. Well, of course, I try to figure out the whole hustle. I'm asking questions, And he's willing to tell me. Now, a lot of hustlers won't tell you their hustle because then you're competition. They want it, or they want you to pay you. They want you to pay them to tell them. They won't teach you for free. So, I'm asking him cautiously about how this, what do you do? I said, don't people pull up and want to take you to work? He's like, listen, when they pull up and ask you to, and say, come on, get in the truck. I'll take you to work. You want to work for food? Because you get assholes like that. You know what I mean? Make you work in the garden all day and give you a bologna sandwich. And he says that's happened to him. He's worked for 8 hours for a guy, and the guy gave him a bologna sandwich with no mayonnaise, no, whatever. There you go. You worked for food, But anyways, he said most time people won't ask you to work. But if they do, you just tell them, this lady just gave me $10, but she didn't want me to ride with her because she don't know me and I'm homeless. So she went to get her husband, and her and her husband are coming back to pick me up. But I've heard that before. Okay, now that I've heard that before, that just covers you just in case you're still sitting there an hour later and they come back, oh, that lady never showed up or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But, that's how you get out of work. So you don't have to work. You're always going to alibi it, and you're not going to go to work. So he told me a little bit about that. So now I know how to get out of the work part of it. So, and he's like, you'll get lots of food. He said, a lot of people will bring you food. You'll get shitload of food. But a lot of people will give you money. You got to hustle them when they bring the food. You got to tell a little bit about your story and blah, blah, blah. So, and he actually gave me his sign. He went down to his room. They were leaving town the next day. I shit you not. It was a sign, whiteboard sign, poster board, and it had flips. And he showed me, it said, we'll work for food on both sides. And you got to hold it so that they can see it coming both ways. And you got to sit somewhere where there's a place they can pull in easy. Where he told me the spot to sit. He said it's by an old abandoned car wash. It's right next door to this place. Sit by the Walgreens. There's an abandoned car wash right beside it. Easy for people to pull into and give you shit. So now I said, don't the cops hassle you? He said, yes, the cops will be on you right away. You're not wanted, are you? I said, no. He said, they'll just run your name. They can't do anything to you because you're not panhandling. You're saying that you will work for food. You're homeless and you will work for food. There's no law against that. There is no law. Now, if I had a sign that said, please give me some money, that's panhandling. That's against the law. So the cops show up. Of course, I was there for a half hour. And he said, don't give up right away because they'll come. He goes, people will drive by and see you, and then they'll come back. They'll go eat their lunch, and they'll grab you lunch, or they'll come back. So don't give up. You got to sit out there for a little while. So I'm there about 15 minutes. I decide I'm going to do this hustle. So I go down, because I'm stuck. Like Chuck, I got to figure out something. And the funny part is on the sign, like if you flipped it, it was a piece folded, and there was like 4 different, and he had the names of towns close around there. So when he's leaving, he goes up by the exit, and it says Pottersville on the sign, and he gets a ride to Pottersville. And then he goes to Pottersville, and he flips back over to Will Work for Food, and there he is in a different spot, working different marks. So I go down there, and I'm sitting there 20 minutes, the cops show up. And the cop was cool. He come up, and the other thing is you got to, sit there looking pitiful. So he, I'm sitting there looking pitiful. The cop comes up. I'm like, I'm homeless, man. I'm homeless. What you doing, son? I was like, I'm homeless, man. I'm just trying to get some work, blah, blah, blah. And he takes my ID, runs it, comes back. And as I'm standing there, he's telling me about the Salvation Army and different resources in the community that might be able to help me out, blah, blah, blah. They start pouring in. I've been down there maybe a half hour now. Now I'm not even sitting out there with the sign, okay? I'm over by the cop car holding the sign beside my... 4 cars pulled in. McDonald's, Subway. Lady handed me a Subway sandwich and a $15 Subway gift card. Another guy handed me McDonald's and a $5 bill. And more food and a little bit more money. And, they were asking the cop, can I give they're coming up, like 4, they're standing in line to give me food. So, and I was hungry. I didn't really have anything to eat. So, I took the food and I'm putting it over here. And then a couple other people come up and I got around $50. And so they told me to go down to St. Jude de Paul or some Catholic church that they might buy me a bus ticket. So on my way down there, I'm walking, and I'm holding a sign beside my leg, and I see these 2 ladies, and I wasn't even trying to hustle them. I walked up, and they were walking out of the office. I was actually lost, and I asked the 2 ladies, and they were pretty ladies. I said, excuse me, ma'am, do you know where the Catholic church thing is? And she was like, it's back this way. I said, I'm going the wrong way. She goes, well, we're going that way. Walk with us. Thank you, ma'am. So I start walking with her, and they notice my sign. They say something. I said, I'm homeless, and I'm stuck here. I end up losing my job with the carnival, or some things were going on there, and I talked it up a little bit. I added my own little, my hustle. And I said, I'm just trying to get to Virginia Beach because my brother's there, and he's got some money now. I didn't tell her I was going to join the carnival. I just said it was true. My brother's in Virginia Beach, and I said, I'll be all right if I could just get to Virginia Beach. I sure hope these people can help me. And she says, how much is a ticket to Virginia Beach? And I went, ding. I went, $159. I said, but I sure hope these people can help. She goes, you know what? She said, if you go over there, and if they can't help you, that lawyer's office that white building, she said, you come back here and I'll help you. I said, all right. So I went over there and legitimately went in there and asked them, if they could, no funds. No funds available right now. So I walked back out, and of course I didn't walk right up to the door. There wasn't a lot of windows in the front. So I just walked by, and just kind of stand out there by the corner of the parking lot. And I was only there for 30 seconds, and she comes out the door. And I went over and I said, they can't help me. They don't have any funds, for that or nothing. And she's like, wait right here. She goes back in the office. She comes back out and hands me 2 $100 bills. And I was like, ma'am, thank you so much. And then she gave me a hug, and she was just like, I was just like, God bless you. And she's like, God bless you too, And she's like, you just get yourself straight, And I took the $100 bills, went back to the hotel, and the rest is history. I made it to Virginia Beach, got plugged into a hole here, and I'm working the beer bust. with the carnival, and I'm making good money now. I'm back. I'm with some good people, and I'm safe. And these people are like night and day compared to the people that I was working for. They're a little older. They're more experienced. They're good people, and I'm with a family with the show. The show is really a family. Everybody out there, and they're just like family. They fight sometimes, but people look out for you out on the road when you're with the carnival. And that's something that hasn't changed from where I was before. It's like a little town, a little traveling town. And carnies take care of their own. You know what I mean? They'll fight amongst themselves, but they take care of their own. So there it is. I'm with the carnival now.
The life of a carny. Zombie popcorn stories. No, that story's fucking awesome. I'm sorry, but Nick really gave us a good story.
Yeah, he's a very interesting guy.
Yeah, he is.
That's for sure. He's a cool guy.
Yeah. Don't know. It's pretty awesome though.
Yeah, we weren't expecting anyone quite that epic, so we were really
well, the first
pleased.
two that he started off with,
Those were good.
They were good, but
this is what we were after.
By the time we got to the second story, we're like, okay, this is the caliber that we're going to get. They were fun, they were entertaining, but it didn't have that. Yeah, we'll definitely put them up, but it just didn't have the elements of life struggle in it. They're just good. The other stories are just good, fun, entertaining stories, but this actually has everything that makes up a good, a good story. So thank you, Nick, for sharing that story with us.
I think my favorite part in that story is how casually he talks about losing everything in the poker game.
Yeah.
And he goes, I just had to run bad of luck. It happens. And I was like, wow.
Whoa.
I'd be pissed. I'd be crying.
That is true.
I'd be less of a man.
Oh, what's going on there? All right.
Or I just wouldn't play poker to begin with.
No,
we play
I'm
Go
not.
Fish at Zombie Popcorn, even though
Yeah.
it's against
Yeah.
your. We change it to.
Yeah,
soy.
I'm not good at
Go Fish.
Well, Goldfish or any other gambling game. I suck at it. But whatever. So moving on. Thanks, Nick. If you have a story you want to share with us, please visit Zombie Popcorn Stories and share it with us. Let us know, and we'll do it. Anyway, what am I saying? My mind just messed up.
I think you were going to talk about Zombie Popcorn's book club pick.
Oh, we can talk about that too. Well, did we talk about your book last week?
No, we didn't.
No, because we got caught up in the story. So I guess, or in the interview. So I guess we should actually talk about your book last week, which was.
I can't remember.
What?
So let's not.
It's the Graveyard Book by.
Oh, it's the Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman.
Thank you. There it is.
Yeah, which is funny because you said you almost picked that one the week before.
Yes.
But you didn't.
I didn't.
And then I did.
And
then
you
we
did.
didn't talk about it. And now here I can't even remember what it's about. Could you refresh my memory, please?
There are dangers and adventures in the graveyard for a boy. But if Bod leaves the graveyard, then he will come under attack from a man, Jack.
Oh, that's right, Jack the Ripper, who has already mangled up his family and destroyed it. And I think he's being taught by ghosts or his ghost friends in there. So if you're familiar with Neil Gaiman, he's awesome. He's probably one of the best fantasy writers out there. And he did the Sandman comics.
Yep.
And the
He sure
Death
did.
comics and the Sandman comics won lots of awards.
Yeah.
And if you're ever in a bookstore and you haven't read the Sandman comics,
You
I
should do.
suggest picking it up in the graphic novel section. You can get them like $17 a piece.
I have the whole collection.
So do I.
And it's awesome. And I can put them on my new Nook.
Oh, I have the actual physical.
Yeah, I used to have a large collection of them when I was living in Texas, but they somewhere disappeared. But I don't know.
But let's move on to this week's book.
This week's book is a classic, which is funny because it's not a classic in terms of book form. It's a classic in movie form because I talked to a lot of people about this book.
We were talking about this movie.
And
today?
Nobody's ever read, nobody that I've known, including myself, that's why I picked this, has read the book. And the book is Rosemary's Baby. And as a movie, it's fucked up. It
is awesome.
It is awesome. And what makes the audio book and that we offer in Zombie Popcorn's book club is Mia Farrow reads it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So it's amazing. I mean, if you don't know the story, if you haven't seen the movie or haven't read the book, I highly recommend you do both because it's a story about a housewife. You know, just your everyday typical, you know, back
young,
in the day,
just
young
married housewife,
with a little twist that her husband sold her soul to Satan,
or at least her body.
Well, in the book, it's her soul.
Oh, yeah, her husband turns out to be kind of a dick.
Yeah,
just a bit,
just a tad.
We were talking about Rosemary's Baby today because the girl that was in Harry Potter, I can't remember her name, but like, you know, the little girl that's in all of them that's now fully grown, just got the exact same, like, very short pixie haircut that Mia Farrow got in Rosemary's Baby when she goes to Vidal Sassoon.
Oh.
And we were like, man, we haven't seen Rosemary's Baby since we last saw it. Which wasn't that long ago. I had never seen that movie until a few months ago. And I got it.
For Rosemary's Baby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, always meant to watch it, but never got around to it.
Yeah.
And that's right. We talked about this on the show because I knew the full last scene somehow. I must have seen it as a kid.
Yeah.
Because I could tell you what was going to happen right when it was happening. Because I used to always have nightmares about a like half demonic baby in a baby carriage. So yeah, I'm just putting two and two together and going to assume that I must have walked in because like the room was like in my dream, the people sitting there, everything. And it's a really good movie.
It really is.
I liked it because it's, I don't know, you just kind of watch it, you get sucked in.
And it's not like a typical. It's more of a thriller type.
Well, because it's Roman Polanski. I mean, it's not, you know, Wes Craven.
Yeah, but it's not one of those because there's been a lot of thrillers that they're really good, but you know, there's those parts in the film where you're like, "Come on, movie, what the fuck? Can you hurry up a little bit?"
Right.
But
yeah, that's what was interesting about this movie. There'll be scenes where there's really not that much going on, but it's not boring.
Yeah.
The whole movie's really engaging.
And so is the book, especially if you get the audio book. I'm going to play a little clip on it because Mia Farrow, the woman who played in the original.
The elevator with a middle finger. We're very popular with actors. He named 4 who were living at the Bramford, all of them well known. Have I seen you in anything? Let's see, Guy said. I did Hamlet a while back, didn't I, Liz? Then we made The Sandpiper. He's joking, Rosemary said. He was in Luther and Nobody Loves an Albatross and a lot of television plays and television commercials. That's where the money is, isn't it? Mr. Mikolas said. The commercials. Yes, Rosemary said. And Guy said, and the artistic thrill, too. Rosemary gave him a pleading look. He gave back one of stunned innocence. And
we won't play the whole thing, but that just kind of gives you a taste of it. I kind of like the way she reads it because it gives it a theatrical feel to it. It gives it a real life feel to it. It doesn't, you know, sometimes when you hear audiobooks, you're kind of like, yeah, it feels like you're reading it to me. But this actually feels like conversation. This feels, you know, it feels good.
The sequel to the book is really good where Woody Allen starts dating the baby.
Really?
Yeah. once it reaches like 16.
Awesome.
Yeah. And then him and Roman Polanski drug it and have their way with it and move to Switzerland.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So if you want to get the non-sequel,
right,
head over to Zombie Popcorn Book Club. That's bookclub.zombie-popcorn.com and pick up your copy of Rosemary's Baby and of last week's picks, The Graveyard Book. You won't be disappointed. They're both excellent.
Tell them
stories.
what they can get, Johnny.
And if you step up now, you can. Anyway, so that's Zombie Popcorn Book Club, Rosemary's Baby, and The Graveyard Book.
And go watch the movie too after
Definitely.
you listen to it, and tell us what the difference.
No, I'm actually going to read the book since I got
Alright.
the Nook. I'm actually getting the
that's
book,
cool.
and I'm going to read it. I would do the audiobook, but I just bought a new toy, so you know.
Yeah, you
got to play that.
It's like the one toy that actually encourages reading.
I know. What is up with that?
It's kind of fucked up when you think
I
about
got duped.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Shit, at least I just got a laptop that'll play the audio.
But anyway, Del Toro is produced another movie that's coming out. It's called Don't Be Afraid of the Dark.
Did we talk about this?
Did we? No, we didn't talk about this.
Hey,
I think we may.
I saw that movie back in the day.
Did you?
This is the same thing.
Is it? This comes out 2010, so.
I wonder if it's the remake of the one I saw.
I don't know.
Maybe,
Let's
maybe.
find out.
Let's find out.
together.
Let's watch the trailer real quick.
You're sitting there in the dark. But don't worry. There's nothing to be afraid of. Don't be afraid of the dark. It looks really good. Paul's not here, so I'm going to talk to Jen about this.
I think if it's the movie I'm thinking about, it was made in like the 70s or something.
Yeah.
And I remember it's like this woman just got married. They move into this big house, and she starts hearing things and seeing things, and you see these little creepy little creature things that they just kind of like appear, and only she sees them, of course, because they're after her, and no one else like sees them but her. And
what the hell is going on?
Shut up.
She took over, man. You can.
And I thought it was. We'll have to go online and look it up and see if we can find the original. But
You're cheating on me with my wife.
but it was really creepy.
I'm just doing a show here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're just doing a show here.
It's not what it seems.
But there was like this place in the house, kind of like maybe like a weird cellar or with some crazy door or something that no one would go in that area. And eventually at the end of the original movie, they get her and pull her into it, and that's kind of how they leave it. It's kind of like where this thing goes is some weird crazy like drop and some tunnel, and like goes to nowhere or whatever, but it was creepy.
Sounds creepy.
I feel so betrayed.
Do you?
Look at this. My eyes are welling up with tears.
Don't cry.
It's too late, man.
Don't cry. It'll be all right.
likes to make himself cry.
All the time. It's that
If we
butt
had the
plug.
camera, I'd show you.
I'll show you the tears, man.
Look at that right there.
A couple of weeks back, we talked about the Annabelle house, the Annabelle horror house. How it was for sale for $1.4 million.
And worth every penny.
And it sold in 70 days. Reports just came out today saying that the Annabelle house horror, the Annabelle horror house, horror.
The Amityville Horror House.
No, it's a different house now. That's why it sold so quick.
Yeah. Upscale horror house.
Woo! Anyway, the house sold. No price, no release on how much the new buyers or new owners paid for it or who they are. But you can actually go and look at the listing of the house and see photos of it, and it's pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah. You should go on at 3:23 a.m.
Yes, you should.
Is that the time that everything happens?
That's every time you see the. I think it's 3:23.
Well, the listing says legendary Annabelle house, pristine, charming, 3-story waterfront Dutch colonial, $1.4 million.
Who was interviewed? I mean, who was not interviewed, but the Amityville was researched by John and Lorraine Warren, whose nephew happens to be John Zaffis.
John Zaffis, and which you can listen to the interview of John Zaffis on Zombie Popcorn Radio.
John Zaffis happens to have a haunted items of Kevin's bacon from Footloose, which ties everything together.
But speaking of John Zaffis, his DVD just came out of haunted items.
Yeah, we should talk to him about that.
We should bring him back on and talk to him about it.
See if we can broker a deal with.
Say, look, dude, you need to hook us up.
Hey, you can download Nightmares now from Amazon too.
Yeah, I know.
We haven't talked about that.
And you haven't written about it either.
I know. I should get off my ass and do something. Go download it. It's good.
Yeah.
The music could be a little louder, but that's just me. I'm just saying.
It's not just you.
Okay. No, we're not gonna.
But yeah, it could be a little louder. That's all we're gonna say.
Yeah, hear that? Midnight Productions. My wife thinks my music should be louder in your documentary. No, but it is a really good documentary, and maybe we'll talk about it in. Well, I'm not going to be here next week. The following week.
Well, next week we're gonna have
Ham and Tea.
Yeah, Ham and Tea will be on the show next week with some very special guest. But keep an eye on ZombiePopcorn.com for the details on that. That's all I'm saying about that.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's awesome that you can download it. It's also on video on demand and will be on DVD in October, right?
Yes.
So keep an eye out for that, and know that
It's
Paul
also
Casper.
my birthday if you want to send me stuff.
Just buy him the copy of the movie.
Yeah, everyone send me a copy, and by everyone I mean that guy that's listening right now.
There's somebody listening?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, sweet. Hey.
Or they're at least passed out.
They're doing something.
And this channel is on. Or likely they've just fallen asleep.
Or there's something. But yeah, so that's pretty awesome. You want to talk a little bit about how you got involved with that?
Not really.
Okay. You gonna write about it on the?
Yeah, I'll write about it.
Sweet.
Or I'll probably just, I don't know. I'll draw a picture and scan it in.
Have you seen the trailer for Sucker Punch?
No.
Have you heard about Sucker Punch?
No. I've heard about
It's set in the 1950s.
No, okay, I'm thinking of something else.
It's about
like Donkey
a baby doll who is confined to a mental institution by her stepfather.
About a what?
Her stepfather plans to have her lobotomized in 5 days. So she has to try to escape.
Did you say a baby doll?
Yep. It's 1950s, girl. Here it is.
You are safe. It's all safe. What you're imagining right now, that place can be as real as any pain. Don't be afraid. You have all the weapons you need. Your fight for survival starts right now.
I'm gonna escape from here.
There's armed guards everywhere. If Blue finds out, we're dead.
We're already dead.
Begin your journey. If you do, it will set you free.
That is nothing at all what I expected.
What do you expect it to be?
I thought it was going to be like some Americana 1950s and some girl was being forced to have a lobotomy in some creepy asylum. And her name apparently is Baby Doll.
Yeah.
Is what we think. Okay. Yeah.
But it looks awesome.
I didn't expect dragons and shit like that.
Big ass guns, samurais,
and kung fu, and yeah.
It looks awesome. Though, doesn't it?
Ninjutsu.
I'm excited about it.
We should talk about a book to get for the Nook.
You want to talk about that?
Yeah.
What book do you want to get for the Nook?
http://
No, we shouldn't talk about that. That's for my own.
Oh,
the
that's
back page is just for my own.
Oh,
reference.
okay.
But we
Why
should
is
talk
it
about
stapled on my page
because it just printed.
Oh, right.
What we should talk about is a couple of things. One thing is, if you've been on ZombiePopcorn.com recently, you've noticed that we are doing our very first giveaway. Yes, Zombie Popcorn is giving away a free T-shirt and CD for free. So all you have to do is go to ZombiePopcorn.com, click on Do You Want a Free T-shirt or a CD? Click on that, follow the 4 steps, and you are entered into this contest. A drawing will end August 31st, and one winner will be picked at random and will receive a free T-shirt and CD
of
the Autumn Offering
from
Victory Records, a band. Autumn Offerings from Victory Records. New album just came out, and they have a new song called Born Dead, which their video is very theatrical in the horror movie realm, and we've teamed up with them to do this giveaway.
You know, I bet we would have had more friends at that prong show with Download if we showed up with this.
Where he's like, look at the shirt I have now.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been scoffed at.
I would play the trailer, but I want to move on to other things. No, but seriously, if you want to watch the video for the new the new band, it's on Zombie Popcorn. And by watching that, you enter to win one free T-shirt from the band and their new CD that comes out that hits stores August 31st. Only on ZombiePopcorn.com.
Drops.
What's that?
When that joint drops.
Yep. When that shit hits the fan. But there's something that we wanted to talk about last week. I'm not actually going to play it because we don't have the video set up to do it. But I want to talk about it because me and Paul and Jan watched it last week. At Comic-Con, the new Piranha 3D movie.
Looks so amazing.
Played the first 9 minutes of the film, which was very heavily cut to highlight certain areas. I'm sure it was obvious, but it looks fucking awesome. It's over the top gore. It's over the top nudity. It's over the top just insanity. Typical, just what a remake should be when it's a remake of Piranha.
Oh.
And in 3D.
It was awesome. It was maybe some of the most intense 9 minutes of my life. It was like having sex twice.
Twice?
Yes.
At the same time?
No, I just meant 9 minutes wise as far as it was amazing.
It was pretty cool.
It was awesome. I mean, the gore in it is so over the top and so much fun. It reminded me when we went to go see Final Destination in 3D just because of the kills were so fun.
Though.
Yeah, squared. Definitely more intense.
Maybe even cubed.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. So That's coming out in October as well.
Infinity.
Another thing to add to the October list. No, actually, it's coming out this month. It's coming out the 20th. What am I thinking? It's coming out the 20th, so we definitely have to go see that.
Yes. And you can see those 9 minutes if you find the right place online.
Yeah, I'll post it on Zombie Popcorn soon. I just wanted to save it for the show, but since we don't have the video, maybe I'll put it in the rebroadcast or something.
Yeah. It's it's awesome. I was like so excited to see this. I think this is the movie I'm most excited about to see.
Really?
Yeah.
Over Tron?
Right now, yes.
Damn. But also announced last week that we didn't talk about is a movie that I know you're going to be dying you want to see. A movie that you're just
Step Up 3.
Oh, no, we're not going to talk about Step Up 3. This is a movie that you're dying to see. Because it's been announced that Colin McCoy is now the writer for the script of Toxic Avenger 5, The Toxic Twins. Directed by Lloyd Kaufman.
Lloyd Kaufman, he's my favorite. Says the coked up Jersey actress.
Yep. We should get Lloyd on the show. I gotta call him up and ask him if he'd come on the show.
Yeah, you've met with him before.
Yeah. He should come on the show and talk about it. I will set that up. I'm making myself a note. And
I can't believe that was ever made into a cartoon.
I know, and they had toys and stuff.
It's just like from Trauma.
Of course.
You know. From Trauma, of course. Da, 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 da. It's just weird. I mean, the people that brought you Redneck Zombies, Poltergeist, Romeo and Juliet.
Which
Kabuki,
was done by James Gunn, which did Scooby-Doo.
Wow.
No, isn't that awesome? And he also did
Scooby-Doo
PG porn.
Invested, gated, shot. No, I can't make that connection.
But no, the
PG porn.
The PG porn.
Nail your wife and literally.
James Gunn did it.
Wow.
It's so crazy how it's connected. But I just got an email from a print-only publication that says that we publish many of the themes on your radio station, and we would love to send you a copy. Interested? I don't know. I have to check it out. Email just popped in on that.
I wonder what they publish.
I don't know. We'll check it out, but I'll do that off the air because if it's something I don't want to.
It's not like it's any more, you know.
It's not any more exciting than what's going on right now.
Oh, yeah.
So awesome.
Man.
So yeah, I'll shoot an email to Lloyd tonight to see if we can get him on the show in the future to talk about Toxic Avenger.
Maybe we should just drive up to New Jersey and do an on-site interview.
Well, actually, his trauma headquarters is in Manhattan.
It's where?
In Manhattan.
Oh, well, we'll go there.
They had this really cool, awesome 3D movie poster when you come in. But anyway, I tried to buy it from them. They wouldn't sell it to me.
Maybe we could go to that ghost hunting store that's in New Jersey that I sent you the link to.
We could totally do that. I looked for some occult shops around here locally. There are not any that's in.
Well, they're all. I told you about the one that used to be here.
Yeah.
It was on the corner of Tidewater Drive and Lafayette. Roughly. I mean, it was down a little ways. But it's called Ye Old Mystique Shop. And it was the kind of occult shop you want to go into. There was an old, skinny, kind of creepy old lady that lived there with, like, I don't know, 12, 13 different cats. And they were all named, like, Pluto, Neptune, after different planets and constellations. And the whole place smelled like cat urine. And there was just, like, weird old books everywhere. It was awesome. But unfortunately, now it's been turned into a sidewalk church.
Which sucks.
Desecrated. So sad.
It is sad. I think I'm going to cry. But, in the meantime, I want to talk about the dead. I want to talk about him. The Dead is an American mercenary, the sole survivor of a plane crash. And he has to run a gauntlet across Africa battling the living dead. And it's a new movie that's coming out. It's an independent film, and it's been getting a lot of great reviews. And I want to play the trailer for it real quick.
It was about a week ago. A woman from this village saw her father walking in the forest at night. He'd been killed the day before. Attacked by what we all thought was a wild animal. Then they came.
Hello. Is anyone receiving? Over. This is Flight Engineer, Lieutenant Brian Murphy, sole survivor of military evacuation flight Lima, November 260. I'm stranded in hostile territory, under constant attack, without food or water. I need help. Can anyone hear me? Over. My coordinates are... Never mind. I have to keep moving.
You're American.
The place I go, it's a military base. They might have an aeroplane. It's a long journey for me alone. Maybe it's not possible. But with some help, maybe.
My son is a bright boy. He was doing well at school.
I'm a wife and daughter. Since the networks have gone down, I haven't been able to contact them. I don't know if they're okay. I don't even know how far this thing spread.
That's The Dead.
Yeah.
If you want to check out the trailer and more information about the film, you can actually go to thedead-movie.com. And that's one word, thedead-movie.com. It's actually a pretty awesome looking movie. So you should check it out. Support the independent. Speaking of independence, I want to go to a movie that's not independent. Well, it is kind of. But 30 Days of Night, the sequel. We talked about it 2 weeks ago. The sequel is called Dark Day. The film is supposed to hit shelves on October 5th, and they've just released a trailer for it. I'm going to play that real quick and
All
talk
right.
about it.
Good evening. I'm Stella Olson, survivor of Barrow. Last year, when the sun set for 30 days, our town came under siege by a clan of vampires. I've rigged the ceiling with ultraviolet lights. If there are any of you out there, I suggest you stand and show yourselves.
I'm a vampire.
Hit the lights.
Stella thought she was the only survivor, but she's about to discover there are others, and they're seeking revenge.
We know what it's like. Waking up in the night, your heart pounding.
Which is why we've been out there hunting them.
And we could use a fourth.
Lilith orchestrates everything. She keeps them organized. She keeps them secret.
They're planning another siege. Darkness is going to ascend again.
We only have 3 days.
You could take her out. The entire network falls apart.
I never wanted a war. I just wanted people to know what happened here. You're planning on just walking in there and killing her?
Yes. You got big guns, sweetheart.
Can you tell me where they are?
of night, dark days. Coming soon to Blu-ray and DVD.
Yeah, it's coming soon. It actually will hit the shelves October 5th. So if you're really into the 30 Days of Night comic books or the first film, you might want to check this one out. It does look good. I wasn't a big fan of the first one. It's entertaining, but I just wasn't an over-the-top fan of the first movie.
I love it. Yeah, I thought it was great.
I just can't get over them.
It didn't bother me at all. And
I just thought they looked really cool. They were creepy. Their teeth were all crazy. Their eyes were weird. They just looked different. They almost looked like a different
race of people.
Yeah.
I definitely
or race of
when
creature.
When I came out of the theater for that was one of the positives about it. They didn't give the typical romance to the vampire. They didn't give
I loved.
No, it was just straight up they're killers, and that's what they do, and that's what they love doing.
Yeah,
and that is definitely a great aspect of the story.
And it was bleak. I mean, I liked how it was set
in Barrow, Alaska.
Yeah, the most desolate, isolated place you could possibly.
Yeah, it was really cool. I enjoyed it a lot.
It's a very good movie. I mean, it's just not. I enjoy it. I would watch it again. Like if it came on, I'd watch it. And it just didn't. It was just a good movie. It was an entertaining movie, not anything where I'd go, that movie kicked ass or whatever.
Right.
So I'll check out this when it comes out, the sequel. Because I mean, it does look good. It looks kind of cheesy, also. But what are you gonna do? It looks good.
Nothing.
You got nothing?
Nothing. I got nothing.
I think that's it, and we're approaching 9 o'clock anyway, so I think we'll end it here. This will be the end of... Well, not the end. We'll be back. We'll be back.
I love that there's like 20 open windows on the computer.
Huh? Oh, yeah. That's just what happened, man. So, thank you very much for listening to Zombie Popcorn Radio. It's been a great time. Sorry for the problems at the beginning, but that should be accustomed to any of the normal listeners. I'm going to go play with my Nook. You'll have a great night.
Wow.
Good night.
It's a good thing you're not like a post-op tranny or something.